we approached Norad to help us with funds that which we are going now to use to build the capacity of these SMEs for them to provide the much needed services to the small scale farmers. The other objective of this particular project called the Agribusiness Accelerator model was basically to also strengthening the relationship or the partnership between the large agribusiness providers and the SMEs, so that the SMEs have got the same quality like the large agribusiness provider, so that they can provide that services to the small scale farmers. And finally was also to develop a business case that which will help develop the capacity of these SMEs to prepare them for long-term financial benefit at the end of the day. Basically, these agents or the SMEs were faced with multiple challenges or the gaps which were there, which we identified. And the gaps that we identified, number one, they lack the strategies or capacity for them to reach out to the small-scale farmers effectively. Then in addition to that, they also lacked the capacity for them to aggregate and to have the much needed information so that they can reach out to the small scale farmers. And also there was poor relationship between the agribusinesses and themselves. And you may realize that the agribusiness, because of their cost structure, they are unable to take these services up to a certain level, because beyond a certain level it becomes cost ineffective.
The biggest challenge that we have discovered in the SMEs, I think, is the knowledge. One of it is most of them don't understand the record keeping. They're not able to reconcile their books. And most of the biggest challenge we have is the debt collection. They're able to sell the seed to the farmers, but some of them are unable to pay us. And when we follow up, we find that their record keeping is very poor. Sometimes they lose their documents.
So the agribusiness is a sector in the economy in which a lot of people participate on a domestic level, and a good number of people grow crops or participate in the agribusiness for domestic use. But that sector, if properly managed, is one which can bring about employment and can create wealth for our people. So if you encourage that sector to grow and you ensure that it is well supported, you then have those who grow crops for domestic consumption being able to add value to those crops. And if they add value to the crops, they can export, they can target huger markets, and they can also, as a result, create wealth and employment.
Ila program ya AAI ubwina mena pezamu after watipunzisa ukipinyi ine kudala nezongo kutikala malinga natenga chitu nagulisa kwasila ndama naika nagulisa ichi but manje kuti uchite separate ndalama zenzovuta uchite bwanji separate sona lembe sona chite bili konse ero peye nezokange kuti tizaziwa bwanji kuti tinagulisa ko hivi kwenzelivi. So after manje watipunza pa bookkeeping apa manje malisiti ningakulangizeni kuchokera kampani yaliti yonse yaliko.
Well, the biggest gap that we see with enterprises in Zambia is financial management. So there is a strong misconception that finances are done by the accountants, and entrepreneurs do not realize that financial management of a company, we also call it management finance, is done by the owners of the company. So this is about planning, this is about budgeting, projecting business growth, and about controlling assets and finances.
So ZDA realizes and recognizes the importance of working with other stakeholders. The competencies of ZDA combined with Musika's competencies in the agriculture sector. We are developmental agents. We may not have the competencies in the agriculture sector. Maybe it's rearing goats or chickens or growing vegetables. We need to partner with institutions like Musika to make sure that we have a package or cocktail of services that we should offer to MSMEs that should be complete. So that's the importance of partnerships. So that's the reason why we partnered with Musika to make sure that we accelerate these MSMEs so that they don't remain small, so that they should not just supply local market, but they should also supply the regional and international market. So as ZDA, we respect the synergies, the partnerships of institutions like Musika and others. We believe that to create jobs, create the much needed wealth for this country, we should not work in silos. We need to work together and achieve these goals for the country in a very coherent and consistent manner.
By identifying the gaps, that means if it's record keeping or is it financial management, is it that need support in terms of finance? They bring the banks, they bring the trainers in terms of managing the accounts, consultants who can manage the agro-dealer business, and also in terms of other trainings, even legal training. They understand about the legality of their business, and they also bring in the PACRA to understand how they should manage their business. Are they registered or not? So AAI has played a bigger role in order to foster knowledge to our partners who are agro-dealers.
Agro SMEs would provide extension support to our smallholder farmers. Smallholder farmers who would previously have to travel long distances to go and get certain crucial inputs are able to have them at their doorsteps. These agri-SMEs have become so dynamic that they're able to read the season. So the resilience and the growth of agro-dealers and agri-SME has direct impact on their clientele, which is the smallholder farm.
Our partnership with Musika has helped ZRA in that one, they bring the taxpayers in one place, and when they bring the taxpayers in one place, they reduce the cost for us as ZRA. Instead of us visiting each individual taxpayer, Musika has brought them into one place, and we are able to discuss matters relating to tax. We are able to give them advice, we are able to give them guidance in one place. And also the partnership helps to build the potential in these taxpayers. Musika empower them in one way or the other. That empowerment enlightens them, and also it gives them capacity in order to comply with the obligations of the taxation. In 2021, we had quite a number of workshops in Musaka as well as in Mumbwa. And through those workshops, we have had a number of taxpayers coming forward, registering for tax, and thus widening the tax base for Zambia Revenue Authority.
Bapakla nabo banatipunzisa ubwino wa oshita cha register shopu kulipira every challenge every year mwalipira maliteni na ku ZRA konse talipira tachita bwanji nabo mungaine kwa talipira maningi kucha so manje banaleta shortage ya pafoni tikachita pafoni basi vaenda mbuzi so nimatumia kwa mimi na mzima implementenze naye ayo baso so nifuna nilipire okay basi nalipira pafoni bonze vija senzo baziba baje mpaka bamusika batetera pafupi bala bantu mpaka tabaziba.
Through the World Bank, under the Market Connect project in Zambia, we were able to get $29,000, and with that money, we were able to purchase this grain cleaning machine and one of our packaging lines. AI program is very important for us. They have given organizations like banks and microfinances confidence. When I go and I present myself to them and I tell them that I am backed by this project, they see confidence in what we are doing. So they are building that confidence for us to be able to face organizations and present ourselves, something that you're not able to do when you're alone. In the next 10 years, we would want to see a lot of different innovative products coming from sorghum and millet.
Going forward is how do we now move from this stage that we have done. This stage has helped us to consolidate the foundation and preparing these SMEs to a level now they need now to have access to finance. Now how do we bring in the financial aspect so that ultimately these SMEs are able to access finance, are able to access technology, are able to access the information that which they will get and give it to the small-scale farmers. Because these SMEs are actually the last mile, that which are going to impact the small-scale farmer at the doorstep, and that which is going to increase the productivity of these small-scale farmers as they continue doing business at the end of the day. And the relationship between the large input suppliers and the SMEs is now improving, and then it reduces the unpaid consignment that which the SMEs have been getting. And we have and in many cases, we have been saying the SMEs are a problem. But with the light information and the light platform, they actually the most critical or the missing key that we need to have in our economy as Zambia. So ultimately, at the end of the day, what we are going to see with this last mile distribution is that the business entities, they will do their business properly, and the farmer will do their cultivation properly. And moreover, in our definition as Musika, a farmer is also a private sector and is also a business person. And hence they need to farm as a business always. And it is this last mile which is going to give them and expose them to that which is required for them to run their farming business as a business.